At exactly 2:17 a.m., Adrian's phone lit up on the table. No network. No caller. Only one message blinking in white letters against black. She is behind you. His heart froze. The apartment was silent, but the silence felt crowded, as if someone, something, had already claimed the air he breathed. Slowly, he turned toward the dark window, and there she was, a shadow, standing perfectly still. Her eyes glimmered like wet silver in the moonlight. The rain outside didn't touch her, but everything else soaked instantly. Adrian tried to scream, but his voice died in his throat. The air around her seemed heavier, colder, and alive. She didn't move. She didn't breathe. Yet she existed in the room as if she had been there for centuries. Adrian realized the night had chosen him. And from this moment, he was no longer alone. The next night, rain drenched the empty streets. Adrian walked with his coat pulled tight, each step echoing against the walls. Ahead, under a flickering street lamp, she appeared again, not walking, but unfolding from the darkness. Her hair clung to her face, wet, but her body stayed untouched by the rain. Shadows leaned toward her as if greeting an old master. Before he could react, tires screeched behind him. A car skidded out of control toward him. She moved like liquid, faster than thought, and pulled him out of the way. The car slammed against the lamppost, sparks flying, but she only said, "You don't belong to death yet." Then she was gone, leaving Adrian trembling, soaked, and painfully aware that nothing in the night was ordinary. Back in his apartment, Adrian found a folded note on the table. No one had entered. The paper seemed to breathe in his hands. It read, "You survived because I allowed it." Below it, in smaller letters, almost carved into his mind. But survival always has a price. Later, shadows stretched across the walls even though the lights were on. Every mirror reflected movement Adrian hadn't made. And sometimes, late at night, he heard soft whispers calling his name from the corners of the room, not human voices. More like the city itself speaking through him. Fear was no longer outside him. It had rented space inside his bones. Under the same flickering street lamp, she appeared again. The rain bent around her, forming silver halos in the dim light. "You came," she said, her voice calm yet echoing inside his skull. Adrian stammered, "Why? Why are you helping me?" She stepped closer, and the shadows around her bent and twisted unnaturally. "Because the night itself sent me. You were never meant to survive this long," she whispered. Her eyes, fully silver now, reflected a depth Adrian couldn't understand. "I don't save lives. I intercept destinies." A low wind howled, though the sky was still clear. The city had become a predator, and she was both its hunter and its shield. Walking beside her through a narrow alley, Adrian felt the air thicken, cold pressing against his skin like water. Shadows stretched unnaturally, reaching toward them. A low hiss came from the walls. "He belongs to us now." Shapes, faceless and fluid, darted at him. She moved, faster than thought, slicing the darkness with her arms. The creatures screeched and disintegrated midair, leaving Adrian shaking. "They notice you now," she said calmly, her silver eyes glinting. Not everyone survives being noticed. He realized the rain, the mist, the city, everything obeyed her presence. She was not human, and neither were the forces hunting him. As they continued, time seemed to slow. Shadows didn't just move, they bent around her like water. Adrian's breath caught when he saw her skin flicker, translucent for a heartbeat, veins glowing like frozen lightning. She moved through the attackers effortlessly, precise, beautiful, terrifying. When it ended, the alley was quiet, but claw marks scored deep into the walls. Adrian whispered, "You're not human." She tilted her head, silver eyes calm. "Neither are the things hunting you, and neither is the part of you that will survive." The rain paused, then fell upward briefly, before resuming. Adrian's reality had fractured. Beneath an abandoned bridge dripping with water, she placed her hand on Adrian's chest. Pain lanced through him. A glowing symbol appeared on his skin, ancient, rotating slowly. "This is why they follow you," she said. "You crossed a boundary the night you should have died." Shapes crept closer from the shadows, whispering Adrian's name. Her fingers tightened. "Now you learn what lurks where humans are not meant to tread, and why I was sent to guard you." Adrian's chest ached, fear and awe mixing as the night stretched on like a living thing. The fog swallowed the streets. Buildings bent unnaturally, Lampposts floated like lost stars. Figures emerged, circling, whispering Adrian's name. She grasped his hand firmly. Run, and you die ordinary. Stay, and you become part of the night itself. Shapes lunged. Adrian's heart screamed. His soul answered first. I stay. The symbol on his chest burned bright. She screamed, awakening, not in pain, but as a being of ancient night. Light and shadow collided. Reality shook. Adrian realized he had entered a world where nothing human applied anymore, and it was beautiful and terrifying all at once. Silence returned. The fog lifted. The city seemed ordinary again, but Adrian wasn't. She knelt beside him, voice trembling slightly for the first time. I was never meant to love. I was made to guard thresholds between life and what should never be. But you broke the rules. Her silver eyes softened. You made me human enough to care, monster enough to kill for you. Adrian whispered, then don't leave. She smiled, timeless and terrible. Loving me means your life will never be ordinary again. He nodded. I already left ordinary the night I met you. Dawn arrived, muted, gold spilling over wet streets. The city seemed calm, but Adrian knew better. Shadows bowed subtly as he walked. Reflections lingered a moment too long. She walked beside him, silent, eternal. Some people meet love, she said softly. Others meet destiny disguised as love. Adrian squeezed her hand. And some meet both in the dark. She smiled, not cruel, not innocent, but timeless. Adrian realized one truth. The night she appeared didn't save him, it rewrote him. And whatever waited beyond the shadows, he now belonged to it. The city slowly woke, but Adrian felt farther from daylight than ever before. The streets looked normal again, yet something beneath them still breathed. The rain had ended, but the silence felt heavy, like the night had not truly released him. They stood on a quiet bridge where fog drifted over black water like wandering spirits. She stared at the pale horizon, her calm face hiding storms that did not belong to morning. Adrian sensed it then. This night was not an accident. It was a calling. Adrian, she said softly, before we part, you must understand why I stayed. He turned to her. You saved me. That's already more than enough. She shook her head gently. No, I broke my own laws for you. The air around her trembled, subtle but real, as if the world leaned closer to hear. My kind watches from the edge of existence. We are not meant to feel the way humans do. We protect, we disappear, we forget. But the moment I pulled you from that speeding car, something changed inside me. Her voice lowered. For the first time in centuries, I felt fear, not of darkness, but of losing someone. Adrian's breath caught. I don't belong fully to your world, she continued. Staying with you means danger, exile, and war with things you have never imagined. Yet walking away from you feels impossible. She finally looked at him, eyes shining with quiet truth. I care for you, Adrian. Not as a mission, but as a choice. Silence stretched between them, filled only by distant city breaths. Adrian stepped closer, heart steady despite the cold in the air. I don't know your world, he said, and I don't know what waits in the dark. But I know what this night did to me. He met her gaze. You didn't just save my life. You gave it meaning. If danger is your path, then let it be mine too. I won't run from you, and I won't run from what you are. Something rare crossed her face, relief mixed with something almost human. She took his hand. Her touch carried warmth, but also ancient strength beneath it. Then listen carefully, she whispered. From tonight on, you walk beside a veilborn. Shadows will sense you. Dreams will not be safe, and love will no longer be gentle. Far away, something howled, low, hollow, and hungry. She squeezed his hand tighter. But I promise you this, she said. As long as I exist, no darkness will claim you without passing through me first. Adrian looked toward the waking city and felt the truth settle into his bones. The night she appeared did not end his story. It began a far darker, deeper one. And somewhere beyond the fog, something had already learned his name. Weeks later, Adrian tried to return to normal life, but normal rejected him. Mirrors sometimes moved half a second late. Shadows whispered when he passed. Late at night, his phone vibrated at exactly 2:17 a.m., even when turned off. One message appeared. You chose the path. There is no return. In the corner of the room, she stood again, silver eyes calm, watching, waiting. Adrian realized the night never ended. It only learned his name. The night has teeth. It remembers every step you take, every shadow you ignore. What you survived tonight was only a whisper of what waits in the darkness. And she will be watching. Are you ready to meet the night again?